This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on this Monday. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. My left, Bobby Carpenter. My right, Isaiah Bodie, toes in the sand down in Florida for at least a week, maybe longer if Bob has his way. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, sir. How are we doing today?
Doing great. Did you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, it was a really solid weekend.
Good.
A lot of lacrosse. Dealing with that. Got another nice weekend or full week of that coming up. And mulched the entire yard. Did about 6 yards in about 4 hours, Jeff. So there's your aspirational goals for you.
You know what, Bob? I got a lot of the mulch knocked out. It's not completely knocked out, but a lot of it's there. You were right. My wife got too much.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, it was too much.
If the pile that you told me she had was accurately estimated by you, I knew it was going to be significantly more just having been to your house before and looking at the situation.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's still some in there. She says she's got places for all of it. I don't know. But the rest of it will get knocked out today. I had planned to do it last night until the rain hit. I thought the rain was going to hit later than it did, so I had my day planned that in that regard, and it anyway, did not happen that way. So I got work to do today. So big show lineup for you today. Like I say, Isaiah is in for Bodie today. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. 2 hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, Twitter, and Facebook. Catch the show from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Download the podcast anywhere you get your audio. Bill Bender will join us at 6:20 for the sporting news. D-backs beat the Reds yesterday 5-3. Mets are in Cincinnati tonight at 7:10 for the Reds to take on the New York squad there. Tigers and Guards were postponed. Cleveland's off today. They're in Milwaukee on Tuesday at 7:40. Bob, we thought we'd be talking about a game 7, right? It would be game 7, yeah, between the Knicks and the Spurs. We did not. Knicks beat the Spurs 94-90 on Saturday. Or game 6 would have been, I guess. Jalen Brunson was NBA Finals MVP, and he became the fourth player to score at least 45 points in a closeout game. He joined the Greek Freak, Jordan, and Bob Pettit. Once it did that to close out in a closeout game of the NBA Finals, score at least 45 points. Carolina beat Tortorella last night 3-0. They win that series, the Stanley Cup 4-2. World Cup, did you watch much of that this weekend, Bob?
I watched a little of the World Cup. I watched all that Knicks-Spurs game, which that has gone like just about almost all the other games where Spurs are up, give away the lead late, chances to win it, don't get it done. Watched a lot of that Hurricanes and Vegas game last night. Once the Hurricanes went up 2-0, I was like, all right, this is probably about it. Vegas has been pushing the tide up, couldn't get that done. Watched some of the UFC 250
up there at the White House,
White House lawn, grabbed some of that. And then, it was a Friday night. I watched some of the USA World Cup.
And USA, they beat Paraguay 4-1. They'll take on Australia on Friday at 3 o'clock.
So I was trying to figure out when the next game was. And I was looking around, and I'm like, I didn't see anything. I was like, well, maybe they'll play Sunday. Maybe they'll play like today or tomorrow. I'm like, I hadn't found it yet. I'm like, did I miss the second game?
Right.
In pool play. It's a whole week between. My goodness.
Yep. And then Australia beat Turkey 2-0 in that first one there in the Group D play for the U.S. In the group there. So U.S. takes on Australia Friday 3 o'clock. It's out, I believe, in Seattle where they're playing, if I'm not mistaken. But Brazil had a 1-1 draw with Morocco, and I think Brazilian fans were a little concerned about that. They fell by 1-0 early. By the way, the U.S. win the 4-1 win. They had their quickest goal in a World Cup match in history. The U.S. did. It was the own goal, but it was a goal nonetheless. Credit to the U.S. And the 4 goals were the most goals ever scored in a World Cup game by the U.S.
Yeah.
So off to a good start there. All right, Bob, let's do what we usually do this time of the day during the week. Make me smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, take it away, General.
Oh, boy. It is Monday, June 15th, the 166th day of the year, 199 days remaining in this 2026. So what is that right there? About a week and a half, I think, we'll be to that midway point, just crushing down and crossing over. This date, 1804, New Hampshire approves the 12th Amendment, thus ratifying the document changing the process to elect the President of the United States. Before that, they elected the Vice President and President independently. They each had 2 votes. They changed that up to similar to what we have now. This day, 1864, Arlington National Cemetery is established on Robert E. Lee's estate. 1916, President Wilson signs the bill incorporating the Boy Scouts of America. And then in 1951, Joe Louis has his last knockout victory.
That's terrific. Hard right to the jaw, but Ramon stands up under it. The left hook, that did it. That's all. Ramon badly beaten, but a real game guy. Joe Louis wins his 6th straight comeback fight.
There we go. Some nice audio that's 75 years young. This date, 1965, Like a Rolling Stone is recorded by Bob Dylan. There we go.
Overrated Bob Dylan. That's my favorite Bob Dylan song, though.
Better than the Hurricane.
Yes.
Okay. This date, 1970, Charles Manson goes on trial for the Sharon Tate murder. In 1975, Chris Evert beats Martina Navratilova in to claim the 74th French Open crown. And in 1991, Rush Rush by Paul Abdul hits number 1.
I can feel it. I can feel you all through me. Ooh, what you do to me.
Do you know which actor was in that video with her?
Oh, man, I was reading up on that when it came through. Who was it?
Keanu Reeves.
There we go. Old Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
Star of stars.
Great knowledge for you to have right now.
Well, that's key. You want to know that.
It's Keanu.
1994, The Lion King debuts. Its soundtrack ultimately going diamond with more than 10 million sold.
Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son, and the one true king. Remember who you are.
Old James Earl Jones, man, the best.
The late James Earl Jones.
Well, yeah. He's been gone for a while.
About a year and a half.
Is that it?
Yeah, he died 24 September.
Okay.
I think it was like September 24.
Yeah, it's right. I was listening. I was trying to remember. I knew Jonathan Taylor Thomas did Simba's voice when he was younger.
Yeah.
Do you know who that voice was right there of the older Simba?
I do not, Bob.
Well, he had a day off once or twice. Mr. Matthew Broderick.
I'll just say Kawhi Leonard, but
Oh, Ferris. Oh, yeah, that sounds like Kawhi.
well, I'm saying load management. I figured day off.
This day, 1999, Supernatural, the album is released by Santana, with Smooth being the top single featuring Rob Thomas.
Same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love that can be so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
I bought that CD.
That's a good one, man.
Rob Thomas was. I've always been a Rob Thomas and Matchbox 20 fan.
It was good. They did a great job together. This day, 2012, Nick Wallenda becomes the first to walk a tightrope across Niagara Falls successfully. Maybe unsuccessfully, you don't make it across.
That's such a stupid thing to do. Like,
Well, it becomes your job, Thitoff. I mean, you live the gimmick.
I'm just saying, it's like, why would anybody think, hey, they're going to do a tightrope across Niagara Falls, or like, I don't understand what the fascination is with that.
Well, it's the rush that you get, and it becomes your occupation.
You get a rush from popping a pill too.
Well, no, if you get paid to be a drug addict, then that's your prerogative. I mean, Nick Wallenda, he's an entertainer. Some people wonder why people strap on all these pads and run around and hit each other on a field, doing nothing other than running back and forth.
That's artistic, Bob.
I don't know about that. Waylon Jennings, born on this date in 1937. And Mike Holmgren, former coach of the Packers, the Seahawks, ran the Browns for a minute, turning 78 today.
I think Desmond Howard did, and he's an MVP, and he deserves it. You know who I voted for?
Yep. From a guy who was almost cut in training camp, the first special team player ever to win the Super Bowl MVP title.
And this is what it's all about. Winning a championship.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
The greatest moment of your life. You'll never forget it. They could never take it away.
The final score here at Super Bowl 31 is the Green Bay Packers 35, the New England Patriots 21.
It's a pretty good Super Bowl. A lot of back and forth, a lot of fun going on right there. Turning 77 today, two-time All-Star, two-time World Series champ, NLCS MVP in 1977. Turning 77 today, Mr. Dusty Baker.
Castellanos. There goes the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job. The Houston Astros, world champions. Dusty Baker has his ring in his 25th year as a manager. Guy that brought credibility and stability back to the Astros in the wake of the scandal. Guy that's been in baseball for more than 50 years. He's a baseball legend. He's a beautiful human being. And he has the ring that everybody wanted him to get.
I was really happy when he won that. I know it was with the Astros, but was fairly happy. He's such a good dude.
Very successful manager. Just didn't have the titles yet, but like he had success everywhere else he was as a manager. And he certainly long time career in baseball there with the Dodgers. And so yeah, a baseball lifer is what Dusty Baker is.
And one of the best to do it. Turning 75, lead singer for Kansas, Mr. Steve Walsh.
I can hear them say, carry on our wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Don't you cry no more, Thitoff.
Don't you cry no more. Don't you cry. Don't you cry.
Turning 72 today, star in his own right, probably just as famous from his brother and his early passing, but turning 72, Mr. Jim Belushi.
Chess, the thinking man's sport. For over half a century, dozens of world grandmasters have come out of America's high school chess clubs. Most of the credit for that belongs to the unsung hero of chess, the high school chess coach.
Pawn to rook 4, pawn to rook 4.
Harold Graff of Rockville Center High, dedicated to turning raw kids into chess champions.
You call that castling? Come on, why don't you just give him the king? Give it to him.
The fundamental thing about chess, knowing the rules.
When you go there and move the knight.
Knight?
Yeah, the horsey thing, Time out. Move that bishop. Move the bishop.
Sure. I am a little hard on the guys.
Come on, you're dogging it.
That's a great one.
A little hard on the guys.
He did a great Captain Kangaroo of one of those skits they did on Saturday Night Live one time. It was fantastic.
Nice. Good stuff out of him. Turning 68 today. I'm curious if Bodie was able to get this story. Mr. Wade Boggs.
1988-89, Sunday day game, and we're leaving Boston. We're flying to L.A. Pack some roadies to the airport. And depending on traffic, don't want to leave yourself short.
Yeah, okay.
So you get on the plane. I was playing blackjack with some other players, taking a couple sips, and yeah, I'll take another one. And dealing, and take a couple sips. Yeah, I'll take another one. So I was like 2 sipping beers, and card game's going well. And one of the players looks at me and goes, Boggs, you realize you had like 51 beers. And I went, really? It didn't seem like it. Okay, all right, cool. He says, Still got another hour to go. I said, well, let's see how many we can get then. The final tally was 73. We get off the plane. 5 or 6 of us decided to go down to the Red Onion down in Laguna Beach. Wound up having a total of 107 was the final total for the day. And the next day we're facing Mark Langston and wound up going 2 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 doubles off of Mark Langston.
I don't know if you caught the term in there. He was saying sipping beers, and then he dropped the term in 2 sipping beers, which I'm guessing each beer being two sips in his mind. One of the great stories of all time. I don't know if that's fully true. I don't know why you'd have a reason really to lie about it.
I think in an autograph session one time, Bob, he was doing autograph show. Somebody came up with it had to be, they constructed themselves. It was a huge, 73 beer pack.
Yeah.
It had him sign it for them, which I thought was pretty good.
Phenomenal. Turning 62 today, it's tough to believe she is this old, Miss Courtney Cox.
All right. You could start out with a little 1, a 2.
This is great.
A 1, 2, 3. A 3. A 5. A 4. A 3, 2. 2. A 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. 4. 2. 2. 4, 7. 5, 7. 6, 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. And there you are.
And there you are, Monica off Friends. Turning 57 today, Mr. Ice Cube.
Get me on the court and I'm troubled. Last week messed around and got a triple-double. Freaking brothers every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day.
He also, I believe, ended up spending some time with a former high school friend of his.
Who's that?
It was in the song, Bob. He got with a girl he tried to get with since the 12th grade.
Yeah. Just the classics there,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ice Cube. Andy Pettit, the 3-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champ, turning 54 today. Neil Patrick Harris turning 53 today. Tim Lincecum, which his career is always very interesting because he started off on fire and then slowed down dramatically, fell off a cliff.
Yeah, he had a run of 3 or 4 years. He was just
He was
unbelievable.
2 times
Yeah, 2 times Cy Young, 1, 2 in there.
But even when he started struggling, he still threw 2 no-hitters a couple years after his Cy Youngs.
And then you're right. Then it was just, I don't know if it's because of his frame.
He wasn't a very big guy. He was tiny. He threw really hard, unorthodox throwing style. But only 2 All-Stars appearances, but 2 Cy Youngs, and won 3 World Series titles there. Turning 42 today. He's my age. My goodness. Well, you're younger than me. And then turning 33, 2-time Super Bowl champ, first-team All-Pro in 2021, Mr. Cooper Kupp.
2nd and 10. Stafford surveying. Straight drop. Fires. Caught. Kupp. And that sets up another 3rd down. Stafford. Caught on the run. Kupp. Who else? To the 24-yard line he goes. Under 3 to play. This is the 15th play of the drive. 4 runs, 10 passes. 2nd and goal. Pass. Kupp! Got it. Touchdown.
Old Cooper Kupp winning the Super Bowl this last year, his 2nd all-time. And then passing away on this date, 1949, James K. Polk.
Don't.
You want to take a guess on what number President James K. Polk is? Some people call him the Poltergeist.
I know he's not 8 because that's Van Buren.
That's good. I'm glad that you have Van Buren marked in as
From
8.
Seinfeld, the Van Buren boys. I'm going to say 10.
You're actually not far off. 10 was Jonathan Tyler, who followed William Henry Harrison after he died of pneumonia after a month of his inauguration. He was 11.
11.
So you were right there. Shark always says, 11 through 15, really more like 12 through 15 years, really a bad run. They drove us into anybody that let us into the Civil War, he was not a fan of. Obviously not a great situation.
So was Lincoln 15?
I think it was 16.
Okay.
He took over the.
I was
he
gonna say.
inherited the problem.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't think Shark would be smart to Lincoln that way.
No, it was Lincoln inherited the problem.
Yes.
He didn't create it. Someone had to be president then, and it turned out to be him.
I read somewhere the other day that elections up until like the 1840s used to take 34 days.
Yeah, because
I know. I just say why. I'm saying I'd never thought about
technology.
that way. I understand. I'm saying it's 34 days for
I mean,
an election.
how would you even get information from like Missouri to D.C.?
Right.
I mean, train?
I know. Pony Express.
Before that was horses.
Right.
You know, I mean, there just wasn't the ability to connect. I mean, I get upset when my Wi-Fi connection isn't good enough or there's buffering on an airplane.
Come on, I haven't got all minute.
Exactly. Some holidays observances today. It's Fly a Kite Day, Global Wind Day, Magna Carta Day, which was 1588. And if I missed that, I'm going to be pretty upset. I think I may have.
You missed Magna Carta Day?
Well, the fact that it was probably the signing. No, it's not. It was 1588, so it's not in there. All right. Don't know why it's Magna Carta Day then. National Electricity Day. Kiss a Wookiee Day. How about that? National Lobster Day.
I'm not gonna Urban Dictionary what that means.
Well, absolutely. And then, this is big for you, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I always told Shark I'm going to take care of him. I'll let his kids throw him in a home and just watch him defecate on himself.
But you're okay abusing me, and I'm an elder.
Well, not quite yet. Until you get your Golden Buckeye card. Yeah, I think we got a year left for that. And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Monday, June 15th, 166th day of the year, 199 days remaining in this 2026.
Well done as always, General. Either of you fly a kite in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've flown a kite in the last 10 years.
You have? I don't think it's been a while since I flew.
I have kids, and we'd go fly kites in the park.
I think it's probably been 30 years, 25 years I've flown a kite. Probably 25 years.
There might be still some of the remnants of a kite in one of the UA parks that we got stuck in a tree.
I've never flown a kite. Yeah. My family owns toy stores, and I don't even know if we carry kites.
You own toy stores? Your family does? You
we
come
own
from toy store
stores.
money.
Yeah, toy stores. But wait, I don't even think we carry
I
kites
bet
right
they
now.
have kites in
You think
there.
they have kites in there?
The problem is it becomes so commoditized, and you can just get them on Amazon, super cheap. Maybe you wouldn't. That makes a good point.
Maybe during tonight, talk to your family, because I'd like to know tomorrow if your family's toy stores sell kites. Coming up, Bill Bender joins us. Sporting News Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
We have a desire.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby. Radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube. Whew, just to name a few. Live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline and camera, because that's what we do here on Morning Juice. Bill Bender joins us with sporting news. Bill, last week, it seemed like almost every day we talked about the Sorsby situation. I am tired of talking about the Sorsby situation. Please give me some other topic to take over the Sorsby situation.
Well, we did our coach rankings last week at Sporting News. That was 1 to 138. There's always something to talk about there. And, and our big headline was we had Curt Cignetti at number 1. And I would argue over the last 3 years, no coach has done what he's done. With Kirby Smart, number 2, Ryan Day, number 3, Marcus Freeman, number 4. We can talk about coaches. We can talk about schedules. That's what I'll be working on this week, comparing the Big Ten and SEC and balanced schedules. But, inevitably we'll probably drift back towards Sorsby.
Exactly. And everybody's pushing big on the Protect College Sports Act bill and what that's going to be done. And now, this is almost more ammunition to try to push this through, despite the resistance from the Big Ten and SEC. The fact that they're championing, this would solve this problem. They wouldn't be able to do this. And then someone I also saw of an interest of note put out there that we've kind of forgot about this because it was adjudicated and decided. Trinidad Chambliss was able to also get a stay granted and a waiver, or not a waiver, but an injunction. So he'll be able to play for Ole Miss. But if the Protect College Sports Act became law, then he would not be able to play as well. Right,
and that's that injunction was meant a little bit differently because it was just about eligibility, right? Like getting that 6th year and some of the circumstances around how Trinidad Chambliss wanted that 6th year from playing at Ferris State. But, that's one of the issues that we need to fix. I really do believe that I'm a believer in 5 and 5. You have 5 years of eligibility, 5 years to get done what you need to do at the college level. That would eliminate the, 26 and 27-year-old college football players. And if that act were to get passed, that would certainly impact Ole Miss on some level. But although I believe they'd probably try to, we're close enough to the season where I think he's actually going to play.
Bill, on your coach rankings, and we talked about this on Fan Sports Saturday a little bit, but when you put the rankings together, is that the coaches right now, because we had the discussion about if I was hiring a coach right now, would I want to hire Curt Cignetti or Marcus Freeman? And I'm thinking more over the next 5 years or something like that. The rankings you do on this is right now after last season going into this season, or is there any kind of when you look at it, do you weigh in where the coach is going to be or how successful be in the next few years?
Well, I weigh a couple things. I start with their overall record and their record at their school. And I really do value 3-year record. The last 3 years, what have they done? That shows a little bit of what have you done for me lately. And then you try to, the hard part though, is balancing, what is the Ohio State job or the Notre Dame job versus the Duke job and what Manny Diaz is doing, or the Houston job and what Willie Fritz is doing. Those kind of things make it more difficult. But with Cignetti, just like I said, last 3 years, he has that season at James Madison, kind of sets the groundwork for them to be a playoff team. And then the last 2 years at Indiana, nobody's done that. So, and I think they're going to be good again this year. They're going to be right back in the mix. So, I've done these coach rankings since 2015, and it used to be you just pick Nick Saban at number one and go from there. It's kind of nice to have a debate at number one where you could put Kirby or you could put Ryan Day. The three coaches that have won the most recent national championships.
So, one of the issues, you always have those inflection points, Bill, and when you start looking at qualifications and the resume for these guys, obviously your top three guys with Cignetti, Day, and Smart all winning national championships here in the last 5 years. Outside of that, when you remove the national championship, how tough is it when you get into that next group with the Freemans and the Lannings of trying to figure out where these guys kind of rank with their recent success, as you mentioned, the school that they're at, resources, all of those things. Is that the toughest part of that whole ranking system?
Well, I think the top 10 isn't too bad. You get into Freeman, Lanning, and Kalen DeBoer, who Alabama fans wanted on the hot seat last year, and yet, he's been to a national championship game. He wins 10 or more games. He, his last three quarterbacks have been drafted. I think he's an excellent coach, and he's obviously coaching in one of the toughest places to coach in the country. Lanning and Freeman, you could probably flip-flop either way. And then you get into like Steve Sarkisian and Lane Kiffin, those coaches without a national championship that are quote unquote the best among the best coaches without one. And then we put Dabo at 10. Dabo was probably one of the tougher ones to rank because obviously he does have two national titles, but Clemson kind of, you wonder where that program's headed after a 7-6 season where they were ranked in the top 10 last year.
Bill Bender joins us for Sporting News. Also, the Sporting News College Football 2026 preview is out now on newsstands. Go pick it up. It's go buy it and then take it with you to the pool and then throw it in your bag for every time you go to talk college football anywhere. But it's a fantastic resource, that college football preview for 2026. And Bill played a big role into that one. And you said you're looking at the schedules now. That's the next list you're working on. What exactly, you break it down like the toughest to easiest schedules, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, and we'll do the Big Ten and the SEC this week, and it's a very crude formula, but to me it's the easiest way to do it. Is okay, how many ranked teams are you playing? Ohio State, for example, in our top 25 anyway, they're playing 7 ranked teams. Where are those games, home or away? You look at those, and without doubt, I mean, I'll tease it right now. It's nothing nobody in Columbus doesn't already know. Ohio State has the toughest schedule in the Big Ten by a lot. When you're playing 7 ranked teams, when you're stepping out and playing Texas on the road, it's a comparable schedule to, by the metrics that we use, to what Florida had last year and the year before. So it's a very tough, unbalanced schedule. Part of this, and it's part of the story, Tito, as you know. So they're playing 7 ranked teams in the top 25. If you include Illinois, Penn State's playing 3. And I think this unbalanced schedules thing is one of the tougher things when you have an 18-team league.
It is very, very tough. One of the teams that is on Ohio State's schedule is Michigan. A lot of stuff coming out, and I just spoke with Eric Weddle again, who was back up at Ohio State last week with his son and played for Kyle Whittingham, obviously, at Utah. Had some comments a couple weeks ago about Bryce Underwood, what he saw in spring ball about him, and maybe the lack of progress from last season until now with his ability and what he looks like. Doubled down on those comments and reaffirmed them, just saying, hey, like, this is what I'm seeing. It's not, and he's like, I'm not a Michigan guy. I have no dog in this. So should Michigan fans be worried about, Bryce Underwood, who was supposed to be the guy coming in and looked okay last year as a first-year starter? I think everyone expected him to take this big step. If he doesn't, are they still going to be a team that people believe that can contend?
Well, I don't know that they have the players on defense that they had a couple years ago. I've said for years on this show, too, that, who's catching the football at Michigan? They haven't had first-round receiver since Braylon Edwards in 2000. I think it was 2005 draft. The Underwood thing that I noticed last year was just a lack of development as the season went on. He obviously has a big arm. He's very inconsistent from game to game. There is some talent there, but there's also some boomer bust potential with Jason Beck, who their new offensive coordinator, who I think did a very nice job with Devin Dampier. But you go back and look at the Ohio State game, the USC game, and the Oklahoma game. There was he was very erratic in those 3 games. So if that continues, yeah, I mean, I believe Tommy Carr is their backup. I want to say he's CJ Carr's brother and grandson of Lloyd Carr, and maybe he challenges at that point. But we'll know early when they play Western Michigan, and then of course Oklahoma up there in Ann Arbor. Another non-conference game that makes Michigan's schedule pretty tough. Ohio State has the toughest schedule. Michigan has the second toughest schedule in the Big Ten.
Switching gears to another Big Ten school with the new head coach or new head coach coming in, Penn State. Is Penn State or Michigan better set up for success this year?
Well, Penn State because of the schedule, and I think some of the familiarity factor. When you bring in, we just talked about, Underwood and all the questions about what you're going to get from him. I don't think anybody's questioning what you're going to get out of Rocco Becht. He's played so much football. He's had 36 starts at Iowa State. He's doesn't turn the ball over a ton. Struggled a little bit last year. A couple years ago, though, when he had a couple NFL receivers, he was pretty good. So I do wonder, Tito, how the number of Iowa State transfers that they're getting there works in the Big Ten. But again, I mentioned their schedule. They have Washington and Michigan on the road and USC at home. They don't play Indiana, Ohio State, or Oregon. It's a travesty that they're not playing Ohio State, by the way. But, I think Penn State is one of those teams we could be talking about in November with that schedule. They actually could be in the playoff conversation under Matt Campbell.
Better season this year, Virginia Tech or Penn State?
We have them ranked really close. I would say Penn State because Virginia Tech, there's some amount of rebuilding. Now, if you ask me, kind of what Tito was asking earlier, okay, you do this 3 years from now, who's in a better position? I do think James Franklin's going to win at Virginia Tech. I do think he's going to bring them back in the limelight a little bit. He'll recruit well. He's always recruited well in that part of the country. It's never been the problem. It's okay, and he'll have less top 10 showdowns in the ACC. So there is a very good chance that Virginia Tech's in contention in the next 3 years. I just think in year one, Penn State obviously was very competitive over the last decade. Virginia Tech, they've kind of been off the national radar for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think they've only got a couple of ranked teams on their schedule, right? Virginia Tech this year. I think they've got Miami, SMU.
They've got one of the tougher ACC schedules.
Yeah. But a couple opportunities there for James Franklin to maybe right the ship a little bit, I guess, as far as his reputation for how he does against top teams. Bill, we appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much. We'll talk again next week.
Hey, anytime, guys. Thanks for having me. Take care.
That was Bill Bennett of Sporting News. And again, go check out the Sporting News College Football Preview, College Football 2026 Preview, 150-plus team rankings, Heisman Watch, exclusive rankings, playoff predictions, all of that, breakout stars, coaching grades, and more. Check that out wherever you get your news, wherever you get your magazines there at other newsstands. You can go online and find it as well. Coming up next, we'll do Quick Hitters, Morning Juice.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
What's up, Reese? Hey, Bo. Didn't we do a 5K fun run last year? Yeah, I think we did. Do you want to do it again this year? Sure. All right.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thank you, Bill Bennett, for joining us there on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. And now, a pre-thank you as Isaiah takes over.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Alrighty, fellas. I was looking over the weekend. Pro Football Focus came out with their top returning edge rushers in college football. Coming in at number 1, Colin Simmons from Texas. John Henry Daly at the 4 spot from Michigan. He came over with Whittingham from Utah. Oregon lands at 5 and 6 with, I'll probably butcher both their names, Tatui and Ugalele.
That's DJ's brother.
Is it really?
Yeah.
He plays D end?
Well, DJ is huge.
He's huge. I can see quarterback and defensive end is unbelievable, though. So, Bobby, are you nervous at all for Ohio State's offensive line this season? After last year, we kind of went through the regular season not knowing if they were going to have issues or not, and then they kind of got displayed a little bit later on. Obviously, this year we're kind of buying into development and hoping they just get better. But with half of the top edge rushers of the top 10, you're seeing them this season. I mean, we'll know pretty early on if they have it or not.
Oh, you're going to know right away. And so what's interesting is there's still some ambiguity on that offensive line. A lot of people have thrown out Austin Cerebelt. He's been an All-American. People have looked at Luke Montgomery, been All-American. That was the left side. Left side was pretty good last year. There weren't any issues with that. Carson Hinsman at center was very good. Weren't any issues there. Phillip Daniels was pretty good last season. There was some issues at times, but I thought largely he played pretty well. It was really that right guard situation. And so they've looked at it now as they're going to try Padilla there, Gabe Van Sickle. You know, those guys had some injuries. They got nicked up during spring ball. And the question becomes is Austin Cerebelt still playing tackle for you? Does he play right guard, and do you play Ian Moore at left tackle? And so those are the questions that are going to have to be answered. I still think this offensive line, I think they've got about 7 or 8 guys that can play. It's just going to be a question of finding the best fit for those guys and how they all piece together, and like what is that best combination that they're trying to find. So it's going to be a challenge. I think they would have liked to have had that done coming out of spring ball, but injury obviously kind of derailed that situation because they're playing some dudes now, and there is no good team. Jim Harbaugh has a great line about this, and people can love him or hate him, but it's very true. Is the offensive line is the only position group that doesn't need anyone else to make them successful. They make other position groups successful. And so if you're really good there, you're going to be really good probably on offense.
You mentioned Cerebelt. I've seen, Bob, there was something ESPN did recently about the top position or top 5 draft prospects at each position, and 2 guys did it. One of them had Austin listed as one of the top tackles. One was listed as top guards. Do you think there's a spot that he's better suited for?
I think probably the next level, he's probably more of a guard than a tackle, but he could play tackle.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that is what he would be best at. He's big and he's got enough length, but he's not overwhelmingly big, but he's very powerful and moves really, really well.
A couple of years ago with the injuries Ohio State had on the offensive line, it forced them to really rely on their depth. And they were able to do that, and that, I think, made things better for this past season. Do you think this team has enough depth to maybe overcome what they had to do a couple years ago as well?
Well, because a lot of those guys have had to play.
Yeah.
And so when they've started to play, that helps solve a lot of those problems. And, during the playoff run, that's where Luke Montgomery started getting in. He started moving some guys around Austin. They were kind of rolling 3 guards over 2 spots. And you got those guys some playing time in critical situations. And to their credit, they rose to the occasion and did a great job. And I give a lot of credit to Justin Fry, their former O-line coach, for getting that done. And so now this is going to be on Tyler Bowen, a.k.a. Tebow, to kind of continue to blend this thing together and to utilize what I think can ultimately be a strength of this team.
Does Tyler Bowen go by Tebow or T-Bone?
Tebow.
Tebow, okay. That's either one. I mean, Tebow's a big name to live up to. I mean, I know it's not Tebow, but it's, what do you got next for us?
All right, next one here. I was looking at the CBS list. They put out the top position groups in all of college football. Sitting at the number 1 spot, Ohio State wide receivers were the top position group in all of college football, which kind of makes me think, obviously, you have Jeremiah Smith, but then at the number 2 spot, we're filling in with Brandon Ennis this year, obviously, trying to take over that Carnell Tate role. So, Tito, do you feel more confident that Brandon Ennis can fill into that wide receiver 2 role, or that the mystery behind door number 3 of whoever the wide receiver 3 will be will give you real production this year?
Ennis, the fact he's a senior, been in the program here, and has grown up through all of this, I think it'd be very difficult to not exceed expectations with the talent he's got and the fact the experience he has as far as being through all of this. And lining up opposite Jeremiah Smith's also a big thing because teams have to focus on him more so, which leaves things hopefully more open for Ennis. I think Ennis has a huge year this year. I don't know if it'll be a Carnell Tate type year, or Carnell Tate year, I should say, exactly, but I think he will certainly emerge this year and have a really solid season when it's all said and done. Chris Henry Jr., I love him a lot. I think he's going to have a great year too. But, Brandon Ennis is going to be the number 2 guy here this year, I think, statistically for Ohio State.
It'll be interesting. I think he might be number 2 in catches.
Right.
I don't know if he'll be number 2 in yards. Works in the slot, does a lot of dirty work. He was a captain last year.
Yeah.
I mean, his value to this team cannot be understated. Or cannot be overstated, rather, with how good what he does. But it's not always indicative on the stat sheet. I mean, he's incredibly competitive. He drives the room with Jeremiah. I'm curious to see, though, who that number 2 receiver will ultimately be. As far as it's going to be, Brandon plays in the slot, so it'll be someone on the outside. I think everyone assumed it was going to be Chris Henry. I think Chris Henry will play some. Brock Boyd played really well in camp. This is probably the most uncertainty that they've had at this wide receiver position. Everyone knows about number 1. Brandon Ennis is going to have a really big role, but who is legitimately the number 2 down the field passing threat on the outside? Is it Jerquaden Guilford? Is it Brock Boyd? Chris Henry, the 3 freshmen that came in? Got a couple other guys in there. You obviously had the departures last year, and so there's a fairly significant void, and those guys are all talented, but we're going to need to start seeing some production there during the season. It's always tough to rely on freshmen.
And it's funny for me because I feel like coming into this year, Brandon Ennis hasn't been hyped up as much as even Carnell Tate was last season, but this happens every single year. With Carnell Tate, with Egbuka, you can go through the years of wide receivers that have been at Ohio State for a long time, that when they finally get their opportunity, then they just blow up. And it happens every single season. So at this point, it just feels inevitable for me. It's
funny, Bob, you said the most uncertainty as far as some of the way it's going to break down as receivers go. But even with all that uncertainty about how it's going to play out or how it's going to be, the ball will be distributed, the fact they're still, according to CBS Sports, the number 1 position group is amazing to me.
They've got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody anticipates that Chris Henry being great.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will be a really good player here. It's just, what does that timeline look like, and how does that progress? And it may not be as fast as people expect, because they saw Jeremiah come in and what he was able to do from day 1. And I don't know that you'll see that day 1 out of him during the season.
Do you think my personal projections, which everyone loves to hear on Chris Henry Jr., of 38 to 40 catches and double-digit touchdowns is overblown?
I don't know that 38 to 40 catches is overblown. Double-digit touchdowns might be a bit steep.
Guy's gonna be so. I can't imagine, Bob, how people in the red zone are going to defend when you have Smith and Henry out there. You know.
Yeah.
How are they going to?
They're both very tall, physical guys, and that's one of the things like they have to keep working on. And Chris Henry's got. I mean, he's got work to do. Like he's not a finished product yet.
All right, next one we'll go over to the NFL. I was looking at a list from PFF. Coaches on the hot seat heading into the season. We've got Zach Taylor, Aaron Glenn, Shane Steichen, some of the ones you would expect. But another portion of the list was worth monitoring. And they had Matt LaFleur from Green Bay and Nick Sirianni from Philadelphia. Now, to me, Nick Sirianni, he feels like he's constantly one season away from being fired, despite winning at an elite level. So, Bobby, is it more about the on-field stuff for Sirianni or just his odd quirks as a head coach?
So you can be different when you're winning. And when you're not, people start to look at other things and push that stuff around as to why, like, is this why you're not more successful? The reality is, like, the Eagles have had one of the best rosters in the NFL here for the last, 7, 8 years. Maybe not that long, 5 or 6 years. And, what do you have to show for it? That's what they start saying. And, he's won a Super Bowl, which is no easy task, no easy feat. But then they start asking themselves, like, should we have won more? Should we be better? And are we maximizing the roster, the talent level out there? I don't know that that's the truth. And so Sirianni, they've had a lot of coaching turnover on his staff over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think that he could be a sneaky guy on the hot seat. Just the same way as LaFleur up in Green Bay. It's like, okay, you've been good. I know we've had some injuries and Love was nicked up, but like we feel like we have a pretty good roster. Like it's time to start making some hay in the playoffs.
Yeah, the fact is true, Bob, about the fact that they've had a lot of talent on that roster, and he's been the head coach there. He's been there 5 years. Is that correct? I'm thinking of, yeah, he's been there 5 years as head coach. 59-26 is his record. In the Super Bowl twice with the one title. It does seem like, though, every year, though, he does get mentioned that way. And look, they ran Saquon Barkley into the ground 2 years ago when he had over 400 touches when you consider regular season and postseason, the 2,005 yards. Last year, missed a couple of games and ended up with just 1,100 yards, which was a drop off there. That's a big difference there if you have that. Now trading A.J. Brown, I don't know if it tempers expectations at all. I've gone on record saying the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year. I would think if the Eagles end up second or third in the East, then I could see that maybe being a reason they would get rid of Sirianni. But he's done a great job there. I mean, really, to give any franchise 2 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years, I would think they'd take
this, though. You would take that,
yeah,
if that's what the roster talent told you you should be.
Mm-hmm.
If people think, and there's a perception that you've maybe mismanaged situations, whether it's during an entire season or in an individual game,
right?
And your team should have been in more Super Bowls and maybe won more, then that's where there's going to be the disconnect. You don't get fired in the NFL for winning and losing. You get fired for failing to meet expectations. And if the front office feels like their expectations are higher than yours, than what you've been producing, then that's when you get fired.
I just look at 59-26.
None of those things matter.
A 700 winning percentage.
It's fine.
I know. I know they have high expectations, Bob. I understand that.
Because the roster's really good.
It is really good. It'll be interesting to see how Saquon Barkley looks here, because Saquon Barkley is no longer a young guy, right? I mean, is he like 28, 29, somewhere in there? Yeah. So we'll see.
It's funny, too, because with Sirianni, it feels like this season is kind of like a breaking point year. But A.J. Brown is gone now, which I feel like takes some of the tension probably out of the locker room that could make it maybe a little bit less hectic as it's been the past couple of years with Brown going to the Patriots.
And also, like, what is your quarterback situation like with Hurts? Does he continue to develop? They've started to lose some of their older guys that were stable pieces there. Like, are you going to continue to develop that culture and everything that you've had? Like that ultimately is driven by the head coach now.
All right, next one for you guys, and we touched on this a little bit with Bill Bender, but Cignetti, pretty much across the board on many lists, is considered the number 1 coach in college football after this past season. Now, going into the future for Indiana, if maybe the next couple years they finish out 9-3, 10-2. They're constantly in the mix, but not at the caliber they were last season. What is his floor in those rankings? Like, we come out next year, is he going to be, if they go 9-3 this year, is he still considered widely the number one coach? Or could it come down to maybe he fits into the 5 or 6 range and he just had a really good roster this past year?
I think that Cignetti, it's, and I've certainly, I'm not there yet with him, and I know I said the same thing. The first year was really good. I know, show me again. He showed me again. Now, really, show me the third year you can do it. I don't know if bringing in a transfer quarterback every year and expecting that kind of success is sustainable. It certainly worked. I get it. And now you're bringing the kid from SMU in there now this year, but it's going to be. That'll be an interesting case study to me to see if he can continue to have success with this team, Bob, doing that, where you constantly are bringing in transfer quarterbacks to start these guns for hire for a season.
Well, Lincoln Riley did it pretty well at Oklahoma.
He did. Yeah, no doubt he did.
I mean, you can do that. Like the quarterback position now, bringing those guys in, you would rather have a guy who's a proven commodity than a guy who is developmental. And like everybody, as good as Julian Sayin was last year, people still complained, about, well, there's this, there's that, he doesn't do this, he doesn't run enough. Big game moments, how good is he? Like you eliminate some of those. And the other thing is too, the reason he had to do that is because Indiana's never been able to recruit at a level where you could get an elite, high-level quarterback coming in from high school. They're probably to that point now. And so I think the floor for Cignetti, I would say 8 wins is probably the floor, maybe 8 or 9. Like, they've got this thing rolling. Unless there's something this year, massive injuries, or there's something struggling that I cannot foresee, like, they're going to win 8 or 9 games. And at Indiana, with what they've been, like, that's a remarkable feat. They will be I would say this, like, worst case, a fringe playoff team.
100%. And let me ask you this real quick, Tito. Is a 10-win season now, because Indiana last year, obviously incredible. Right. They've made it to the top. They won a national championship. Is a 10-win season the next couple of years for Indiana better than an 11 or 12 from Ohio State still? Or since they came to the mountaintop, are they now expected to stay there?
That's a great question. I still think an 11 or 12 on Ohio State team, winning 11 or 12 games at Ohio State would be better. But Cignetti has certainly increased the expectations as far as what Indiana fans, I think, expect. And Bob, I'm curious to see how Indiana fans would react if they won 8 games.
I've talked to a bunch, and they said 8 or 9. They're like, that's awesome.
That's even going forward now, to come off the championship and the year they had before that.
They were the losingest program in all of college football history. Like 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that we got the championship, like that almost gives them more leeway.
100%.
Like if they would have got there and lost. It's like, we were close, couldn't get it done. Well, now you won once. It's like, hey, dude, as long as we're not an embarrassment, like if we're a team that, hey, I always say come November, Trust would say November's for contenders, is there a pathway for you to A, win the Big Ten, B, make the college football playoff? And if every November 1st there is, he's doing a hell of a job there.
And the national championship gives him 100% more leeway. If we even go back to a year ago from Ohio State coming off the national championship, there were people saying, let's go back-to-back. But then there was a lot of other people saying, we have a new quarterback, let's make the college football playoff. And that's probably what Indiana's saying this year.
All right, thank you to the quick hitters on that. Coming up next, the 53-year wait for the Knicks is over. Which NFL or college football team could pull off a similar feat next? We will talk about that. Morning Juice.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief.
Hi, I'm Bobby Carpenter.
And I'm Jake Ballard.
And we are both QC Kinetics believers. We are both pain-free in the knees.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite Fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Final hour of the program today. Bobby, the Knicks, breaking news, won their first NBA title in 53 years. And to give some context on that drought, the Sacramento Kings in the NBA have gone 75 years since they won their last NBA title as the Rochester Royals. That was before they became the Cincinnati Royals, and then the Kansas City Kings, I believe, and then the Sacramento Kings after that. So they moved around quite a bit since then. But the Kings franchise, 75 years for them. The Atlanta Hawks, 68 years. They beat Boston back in 1958. The Jazz, I don't think they've ever won one there in 51 years. And the LA Clippers, 55 years. And the Phoenix Suns never won one in their 57 years. So that's where the Droughts are now as far as that goes. In the NFL, among teams that, well, we know that there's 12 franchises that have never won a Super Bowl. Bills, Bengals, Falcons, Panthers, Jags, Texans, Titans are all on that list. But as far as teams that have won an NFL title but have not won one in a long time, the Arizona Cardinals last won it in 1947, the Chicago Cardinals. In 68 seasons, the Detroit Lions have not won a title. They won an NFL title back in 57. The Browns, 61 seasons since 1964. The Jets, 54 seasons since Super Bowl III.
Yeah.
And the Vikings, in 56 seasons, have never won a Super Bowl, but their last NFL title was in 1969 prior to the merger. Among those five teams, I think it's probably safe to say the Lions have the best chance of ending that drought among all those five that I just mentioned.
Bills are probably...
Well, the Bills drought isn't. I was talking about teams that have won one before. But yeah, you're right. But the Bills
won a championship,
yes.
not a Super Bowl.
But the other one's like, Bengals, Falcons, Panthers, Jags, Texans, Titans, nowhere near that. The Bills and Lions, though. The Bills never winning a Super Bowl. Lions also never winning one. But
I think if you wouldn't include Cincinnati in there, people would be upset as well. I mean, you have one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and you just got to get your defense together.
Yeah, if the defense it's the defense getting together, Bob, and it's also if the offensive line can keep Burrow upright, and that's the big part of it on that one. But if I had to place a wager on the next one out of those three to win one,
who's your futures?
Me, my futures. There we go. It's a great way to look at it. I would say I've got the Bills probably, then the Lions, then the Bengals. I think I put them in that order.
Okay.
I like the fact that the Bills have got DJ Moore. I know he's not a big-time name, but he's a really good receiver, and that'll help out Josh Allen's cause there. James Cook just seems to keep getting better for me. But out of those three, then, how would you rank them as far as the next one most likely to win a championship between the Bills, Lions, and Bengals?
I feel like the Lions are in a really tough division. I mean, Chicago's getting better. Green Bay is good. Minnesota, we'll see what happens there if they can get their quarterback situation straightened out. But so that honestly, and they've made it as just about as well. Cincinnati played for a Super Bowl.
Right.
The AFC, you have Mahomes to go through. Where are they at in their rebuild? Where's he at in his recovery timeline moving forward? I mean, Cincinnati, kind of the same deal. Buffalo, the Jets, the Patriots are better. Obviously, they played for a Super Bowl last year. Dolphins are kind of in a rebuild. I'm a big believer in Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And I think he's really good. I think if you keep giving him bites at the apple, he's going to win you one. He's going to get you there and win you one. And so I would say the Bills as well.
Mahomes coming off the injury. Burrow injury history. Lamar Jackson, it depends on how he's going to play, if they're going to let him run much or not. But a lot of their offense is also very dependent on 32-year-old Derrick Henry. And Henry's in my Signetti bucket as far as I've been saying for a couple of years now. Henry's done.
Listen, I mean,
he's
exactly.
32. He's 32, Bob. It's got to end at some point.
It does, but I mean, if you keep saying it,
right? You're right.
Max Kellerman and say Tom Brady's going to be a bum in short order.
Yes.
I think Max Kellerman famously said that in like 2015.
He said he's going to fall off a cliff.
Fall off a cliff.
Is
if
what
you look
he
at
did.
the production,
Yes.
I'm like, there's some guys that are just outside of the norm. And I watched Derrick Henry last year, and he might not be quite what he was 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
But he's still one of the best 10 running backs in the game.
Right now he is, yes. I want to see how the 32-year-old absorbs hits this year and how he looks.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You're inaccurate in your assessment of how that works. He doesn't absorb hits. He delivers hits.
Well, that's fine, Bob. But, okay, then how does he age? If he never –
I don't know. Ra's al Ghul age.
How did Earl Campbell age?
Earl Campbell, that was a whole different beast, though. These guys take way better care of themselves.
Okay.
Before. And Earl Campbell fell off a cliff after his 6th season.
I thought it was even shorter than that. I thought he
played 7.
Okay.
I mean, he was.
Was it Saints at 6 and 7 or just 7?
6 and 7.
Yeah.
His first year with the Saints wasn't terrible. His
Right.
last year was pretty bad.
When he got there, was Bum the coach there?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so.
I think it was too. In college football, the FBS era started in 1978 is when they started calling it that. But anyway, and the 10 schools that have won titles since then but have the longest droughts. Do you want to guess, since 1978 now, the current school that has the longest drought that's won a championship since 1978?
Gosh. So I was thinking the AP because Minnesota won like the first 2 AP.
Yeah, back in like 36, 37, whatever it was.
Maybe 3, like 36, 37, 38. Longest drought.
They have a 40-year drought.
Well, if it's 40 years, it's not Notre Dame, but that's getting close.
I'm sorry, it's actually 42 years, I think, now. Let me think now. 41, 42. Yeah, it might be.
So we're talking 84?
41. 84.
Ooh. I feel like I have a good guess on this
Is that
one.
BYU?
BYU. BYU is the one, yes. After that, you've got Penn State's last one in 1986.
And then Notre Dame would be after that.
Notre Dame in 88.
I mean, Coach, could probably.
Okay, let's go 1990 when it was split.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech and
Washington.
Colorado. They had the tie against Tennessee to start the season, and their only loss was to Illinois that year by 1 point. They went 11-1-1, beat Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. Okay, after that, 33 years for this team.
Did Washington not
Washington
win
was 30. That's
okay.
one. Washington's that one.
That's how I was thinking. Washington was before Colorado, but
After that, 1997,
Tennessee,
Nebraska,
and then Tennessee.
then
was
Tennessee 98. Number 9 won it in 2000.
Number 9, Oklahoma.
And
Is that their last one? They feel like because they played for a lot. They've been like in the mix around there a ton with Stoops and then Riley, and you feel like you probably because you won so many. They won like 3 Heisman trophies in a row, but never getting a title. Wow.
And Miami last won one
in 02.
In 01.
01
yeah. Season, yeah. Bob, you know one in 02.
Well, yeah, 01 season, 02.
And before that, Ohio State had been, I guess, since 69?
They've been 38,
33?
68. It had been
68, yeah.
It had been 34 years.
Right. Didn't they have like they was? I thought there was
They
one
had,
like that, like a
in 70.
Yes.
They gave them the UPI because they voted on it before the bowl game.
Right.
They lost to USC.
Right. I would say on that list we just went over, though, Miami, based on what they did last year, probably most likely to be the one.
Miami's in the mix.
Who could do that? We'll go the opposite way now. Oklahoma.
I mean, Washington played for one.
Yes, Washington played for one
as well.
Oklahoma. I know that Mateer's a good quarterback, but he looked really good early in the season before he got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt in that was it the Auburn game? I think it was when he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he came back 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
It was his thumb, like his throwing thumb. He had pins in there.
Tennessee, I don't see them in the mix this year. Nebraska,
No.
hell no. Washington, just I know Washington's.
I think Washington's gonna be good, but national championship good.
Right.
No. I mean, that's
Yeah, I don't see them being national championship style either on that one. Then you got Colorado.
no.
Georgia Tech, no.
Well, the Georgia Tech was a lot better last year, and they're doing some really good things down there. We'll see if they can continue to maintain that.
Notre Dame in the mix.
I would say Notre Dame, of all of those teams, is
Yeah.
probably the one that's the most likely.
And I don't see Penn State or BYU having any kind of chance this year. doing
BYU,
that.
I mean, they were ranked 7th or 8th a lot of the season, and people made the argument that they should have been in the CFP as well.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. Yes, and so but it feels like Notre Dame would be the one most likely, and then followed by Miami on that one. But it's the BYU one back in '84, and that's back when BYU beat Michigan in the Holiday Bowl, because that's where they were obligated to go, and they played the Holiday Bowl against a very mediocre Michigan team. Might have been I think Robbie Bosco might have been the quarterback of that one. I don't think it was Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson was before that. In baseball, longest droughts: Guardians 77 years, Brewers 57, Padres 57. In the NHL, the Maple Leafs 59 years, Sabres 55, Vancouver 54. It goes on and on. It's a lot of long ones there. The Toronto one in the NHL surprised me with how important. I mean, because Toronto is they're second among all-time Stanley Cups won with 13, but they haven't won one since 1967. Bob, you mentioned the Georgia Tech thing. Georgia Tech's in the ACC there, which appears to be a manageable conference, not like running through the gauntlet of the Big Ten or the SEC or maybe even the Big 12, I guess. But what are your expectations for Bill Belichick in year 2?
It's interesting because they look so bad to open the season against TCU. But if you go watch their last 6 games, they're actually playing pretty good ball. Like, they got some wins, and they had some other games they should have won. I think if they can get to 7 or 8 wins, 8 for sure, but even 7 wins this year, you get them in a bowl game, you're moving in the right direction, and then possibly look like, could you come back for one more year and try to get like 8 or 9 wins? If you did that in North Carolina, I mean, they're not fully like in the Indiana bucket, but it's a basketball school first. And I think if you can get to 9 wins there, I mean, that's putting you, as far as their history, probably near the top of like winning seasons all time.
When you watched North Carolina play last year, when you watched any of their games, did you see a Belichick type run team? I know it's hard to do it because you don't
terrible.
have. Well, I'm saying, like, you don't have Tom Brady out there. You don't have the talent you had at New England. But philosophically though, do you think he still tries to coach that way, or do you think he's had to adjust it immensely?
The first game, I wondered if Bill Belichick was even alive.
Right.
They had just
he was coaching it all.
He was even involved. Like, he just showed up to the game, or he'd actually been at practice. As I watched later through the year, it looked more like a Belichick coach team.
It did.
With how they play, what they're trying to do, yes. But early on, it was, I don't know what. I was like, Bill, do you even watch practice? There's no possible way that your team could be making this many mistakes. And I'm not even talking like talent-wise. And like, listen, TCU is good, but it wasn't like TCU's some world beaters. And they were running the same stuff over and over again, and Bill, like, they didn't have any answers. I'm like, Bill, what are you doing? Like, I know you know how to stop this. Like, why are we? What's going on?
Their schedule sets up interestingly this year because they're off twice in the first 5 weeks. Because they get the TCU game out in Ireland on August 29th. Then they're off the next week. Then they play East Tennessee State. Then they're at Clemson. Then they're off again before they host Notre Dame.
Like, if they could beat Clemson, that'd be huge. Even though Clemson's not that good, they're kind of comparable to where they're trying to get to the same point, 7 or 8 wins this year probably.
Right.
And there's just the prestige in the ACC where you're beating the team that was like the flagship team of the ACC for a decade.
Which is wild because a year ago at this time, Clemson was one of the favorites to win the national title with Cade Klubnik, and now a year later, they're in no conversation. Like I can't imagine being a Clemson fan right now.
No, because they went 7-5. And their over-under win total this year is 7.5. And they had 8 players drafted.
Yep.
It was like third most of any team, fourth most of any team, and you were bad. And Cade Klubnik looked like he got worse.
He did, yeah.
So you start talking about like development. Was that him on the kid? Was that the players around him? Was that your inability to coach him to get more out of him? I don't know.
It will be the fact that the 3 toughest games North Carolina has this year, they're all at home. When they've got Notre Dame, Miami, and Louisville, all 3 ranked teams there in the ACC. That's not an easy ACC schedule to play all 3 of those teams, but he does get all 3 of them at home. And I wonder if there would be a breaking point where, let's say they win 5 or 6 games this year. Would Belichick say, you know what, this isn't for me?
Well, I think some of it is, like, it's just how those games feel and how they look. Like, if you're getting blown out, that's one thing. If you're losing some close games on the margins and the guy's making a play here or there, like, okay, how do we get over this hump and get it done? If you're losing games by 3 and 4 touchdowns, that's another beast entirely.
You're right. I'm with you, Bob. When I watched that first game last year,
they were bad. TCU ran the same play over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. And I'm like, I know you know the answer to this, Bill. You've coached for 45 years. Why are you not doing this on defense? Why are you not doing it? And they didn't. They just continued to sit there and do the exact same thing. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're one of the smartest football coaches I've ever been around. And this is what this is the crap sandwich that you're putting out there right now? What are we doing?
There was so much talk last year about Belichick before the season started and, going into the college ranks and was it going to work and all these different things. And there was talk about the buyout clause in there, whatever. If he wanted to leave for an NFL job before the season even started, he could have gotten out of the contract at one point. But there's not nearly as much talk this year about that. Not only because the Swordsby stuff is taking over or the fact that Indiana won the Natty and that Miami's back. Or I'm not sure why there's a lot less talk, though, about it.
I think it's a confluence of all of those things.
Yeah.
Like the Save College Sports Act, the Swordsby stuff, I guess dominated overall. North Carolina, like they didn't go 2-10. Like they at the end of the season, they were a lot better than what they were, but they weren't on anybody's radar. And then there's a lot of other stories. And like no one's expecting North Carolina to go 10-2. So like I said, how much time are you gonna really spend on a team? It's like Clemson.
Yeah.
That you think is probably going to win 6 to 8 games. 6 is not as great. 8 would be pretty good. 9 would be tremendous. But they're probably 6, 7, 8 wins, somewhere in there.
I'm so glad you said 8 and not just stop at 6, 7 there, Bob, because I know our younger listeners would like that, just a 6, 7 thing.
Well, yesterday was 614 day, so it was a big day for Ohio.
It was.
For Central Ohio.
Was it also Flag Day yesterday? Is that June 14th usually?
It's a great question.
I think
check my computer.
Since you didn't bring it up.
I didn't bring it up yesterday because it's called Today in History.
No, that's what I'm saying. It didn't come up.
It's not yesterday in history.
It is. Yes, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. There you go.
Do either of you celebrate Flag Day in any way?
I don't know how you celebrate. Putting up a flag?
Yeah. That's what we celebrate, is it? What's that?
Your favorite flag.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that how you celebrate Flag Day, just putting it up?
I guess so.
I don't remember ever doing anything on Flag Day. So that's why
Shark puts up that nice hammer and sickle right there.
Shark catching strays still. Is he up in Michigan with Beam right now?
I don't know. He said he goes with his matching tattoo.
Coming up next, a college football stadium is getting a major renovation. We'll discuss that next. Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple: to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When you think of brands that are customer-focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out. Go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Bob, I was yesterday years old when I found out the real name of the swamp. Do you know what the real name, the swamp's the nickname, do you know the real name of the stadium?
Oh, I'm going to... Florida Memorial Stadium or something?
Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
Benny Hill?
Benny Hill. I think it's after Benny Hill. They just call it Ben Hill to keep it clean. The swamp is going to have what...
I feel kind of bad for Ben.
Right.
I mean, they name a stadium after you, and then no one ever calls it that.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's called Ohio Stadium, so there's no one you're besmirching.
Right. It's not.
It wasn't like it was named they called the house that Harley built. It's also a nickname, but it wasn't like they named it Jesse Owens Stadium, and then everyone just calls it the shoe. And poor Jesse Owens gets crapped on.
You're right.
Like the Big House. What is it really called?
The Big House. Is that just
Michigan Stadium or
something? Is that Michigan Stadium? I think it might just be Michigan Stadium, right? I think it might just be that. There can't be a name on it. I don't think there is.
I don't think there's a name on it.
No, it's just Michigan Stadium.
Yeah.
Nicknamed the Big House.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not, you're not taking that away from anything. Like Penn State, we call it the Beav, but it's Beaver Stadium.
Right. Should we name Ohio Stadium after somebody? I know it'd be, like you said, it would be besmirched, yes, because it'd still be the Horseshoe.
I don't know if you could at this point. I mean, it's always just been Ohio Stadium. We're talking 100 years into something.
Right.
Putting the naming, I mean, if we're going to put the naming rights on, it'll be for pay at this point.
Okay, so
pro bono.
All right, if we had to name it after a former football player or coach,
I think most people would call it either probably Paul Brown Stadium or Hayes. I don't know.
Call it the Woody then still.
Well, that's what they call the workout
Hayes,
facility.
I know.
It's called the Woody, the Woody Hayes Athletic Facility, the WAC.
There we go.
We'll work out the Woody.
Florida's got they put a price tag on what's believed to be the most expensive stadium project in college football history.
This is insanity. And this is when people talk about doing stuff at Ohio Stadium. These stadiums that are old, anybody that's ever lived in an older home that's tried to renovate stuff, it's not the most easy thing in the world to do.
$1.45 billion with a B. 1.45 million be a drop in the bucket. Yeah, 1.45 billion.
Renovation.
Yes, that is what that is. You're right. And AD Scott Strickland said he doesn't want to reinvent the swamp. He said the goal is rather it's designed to protect its character and enhance its future. So renovation.
Natural stadium enhancement.
Yes, the renovation. It says Strickland said it won't touch the capacity of 88,548. It won't alter the lower bowl and the winged walls. Have you ever been to the swamp?
I've not. I mean, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very popular stadium. It's the stadium they used in the program.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember reading that. I didn't see the movie. I remember reading that, though.
Just go watch it.
Is that the one with James Caan?
Yes.
Okay.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I've seen, and Bob's, because with Damon's, we had when it was the Continent, and the movies coming out at the Continent movie theater way back when, and
There's Omar Epps in it as one of the running backs.
We played
Halle
the promo
Berry.
video. Oh, is Halle Berry in that one?
Oh, she's the tutor.
Oh, hell.
That's the school. Yeah, exactly.
Now I might watch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no wonder. I mean, I heard Jameer Brown saying that their schools offer him some ladies, as far as with his NIL package. Right. And you're getting Halle Berry as a tutor coming through there. Like,
that's true. Yeah. Penn State's ongoing renovation, Beaver Stadium, was about half the price. It was $700 million. They're saying roughly $750 after adjusting for inflation. A&M's overhaul of Kyle Field a decade ago was $484 million, which would be $690 today. South Florida's building a new 35,000-seat stadium for less than a third of Florida's cost. So the Swamp is at that price tag, and it'll be funded, according to Strickland, through a combination of private donations and long-term debt.
Yeah, private. Listen, dude, $1.4 billion. You got a couple different use sources coming in there. It's not one. Although they're building a new Ryan Field up in Northwestern, and I think the Ryans are basically paying like $800 million for that. And you know what the previous name of the other field was? Mm-hmm. Ryan Field. You know what the name of their sweet athletic complex is? Something Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That stadium at Northwestern that opens up this fall will seat about 35,000.
I'm trying to figure out here what the cost was on the 2001 when Ohio Stadium, the most significant renovation that happened was the 2000-2001 stadium renovation when they took out the track, which everybody got furious about, but that's the only way they could add more seats.
Right.
Dug it down.
It was $187 million.
I mean, think about that. They put a 120-yard press box in at the top. They redid some of the suites, dug the stadium down, more concrete. I mean,
took out the track,
did a ton of stuff. Made south stands permanent as well. That was also
that's
one
right,
of the big things. And that was $187 million. To do that today would probably cost around $1 billion.
So I saw that price tag, the $1.45 billion, and I immediately thought, when Ohio State fans see that, will Ohio State fans complain about?
Hey, Ross give you getting a new turf. They're giving you the better scoreboards.
Bob,
those are coming in. All the things everybody wanted.
I know.
In the survey, like, why do we care about this? I'm like, and there was. I mean, I had some insight into the things that were happening. I just chose to bite my tongue and let everybody complain and wait. So I'm like, I'll just wait for the formal announcement for this stuff to come out, and then everybody like, okay, well. I think they did some stuff with the bathrooms up in C-Deck last year, I want to say. So, they're trying, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to, like, putting a new scoreboard in is one thing. Like, trying to reconfigure 100-year-old concrete is not always the easiest to do.
And that's what I was wondering about, Bob, with this. And just because I know, yeah, you're right, Ohio State fans, a lot of fans, I hate putting all the fans in one bucket.
No, I mean,
but I'm with you, though, Bob. Like
it's not everybody.
I'm with you as far as I'm on Team Bjork. I would say that's where I'm at. I love the stuff he's done. And the things that people complained about, he's changed a lot of those things. Yeah. And not everything's going to be a home run, but a lot of things that he changed going into like the game day experiences were hits, I thought. I thought he did well with all that, and I like a lot of the things they've done. The $1.45 billion, and I know that it's not getting pulled out of the same bucket maybe as far as money goes for. And what do you got?
Comment from the old Pumpkin Ryan Day.
What do you say?
Just move the stadium to Harmon, Indiana.
That's all you got to do, right? So
that's well done out of you.
What though, Bob? Do you think? If Ohio State, the next change, the stuff that's not on the books already is going to happen.
Ohio Stadium be in another state? Is that the question?
No, the question is, what do you think needs to be addressed within the stadium next? It's not already in the plans or in the works as far as things that are like. What would be the next thing if I gave Bob Carpenter?
If you told, like, here's the thing. I don't know. I've never sat in C-Deck. I've been up to C-Deck.
Right.
But I've never sat up there.
You and Ross all sit up there sometime.
But people complain about the bathrooms. Like, dude, I don't mind peeing in a giant trough. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
Getting some pee splatter on my leg, that's fine. I'm going to shower when I get home anyway. I grew up with 3 brothers. Like, I know people complain about that, and probably for the women's side, there's a lot of other issues. I'm not going to the stadium to use the bathrooms. I don't go to any sporting event to use the bathrooms.
Right.
That just becomes a necessity of operation when I'm there. So we're just going to try to get through that experience as quickly and as cleanly as possible.
Widely efficient, though.
Yeah.
The trough.
But you're right.
Very
absolutely.
efficient.
No flushing.
If they went in there and they had a giant turnstile with just a drain in the middle, and you got on and it was a roundabout and it just turned you around, and then at the end you turn around, there's some sort of washing mechanism for your hand, and you just slide on out of there. People just come in, get in the line, put your feet. They have little foot marks, so you just stand, and there you go. You know what? There might be a dude 12 feet across from you peeing in the same drain hole. That's okay. It's all good.
Okay, but so I was trying to think of, because you're right, Bob. If you're gonna, what bothers me when people complain about Ohio Stadium.
Well, it all costs money.
Well, but then they don't want you to mess with the
history of it. Yeah, and that's the problem. As I said, you're going into something, you're trying to maintain the historical elements of it. And by the way, it's all poured concrete. So when you start talking about this, I know enough about mechanicals and plumbing to be dangerous, but you don't want me doing any of it.
Right.
But that is, you're not drilling through wood. And by the way, there's structural elements that need to take place, and re-plumbing some of that stuff. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not built like a modern stadium. It wasn't designed like that. So they're trying to do this. They're putting the 1918 club on the other side, which I think that's good. Honestly, the number one thing that I would want to see, I would like to see the field go back to grass, and at some point maybe that'll be the case. They just put new turf in, so probably not for a while.
Isaiah, how old are you?
28.
Do you think there will be a new football stadium in Isaiah's lifetime for Ohio State?
I don't even know if football exists by then. My dad told me when I was about my youngest son's age that rollerball would be the game of the future.
Your dad missed on that by a little bit.
Well, speaking of James Conn in the program, he's like, rollerball, this will be it. And it won't be teams in the state, it'll be countries against countries. And this is how the new world order will be decided.
I don't know if it's because of my...
I don't know that he missed. He may just be a little early.
I don't know if it's because of my age, Bob, but I enjoy the nostalgia
of rollerball,
of walking into the Horseshoe. I enjoy all of that.
What's amazing, and this is one thing that I try to remind myself, because I've seen the thing 1,000 times. I walked into it from every stinking exit every way you can. I walk in and out, and you don't really notice it all that much. And we had some tennis players stay with us last year. And
That's right.
I took them to the UCLA game. It was awesome. It was a night game, late in the year. And so it's getting dusk really early. The sun's kind of fading over the Olentangy. You get the skylight there, and it was a beautiful day. The skyline of Columbus is in the background, and the uplight for the stadium there, and it's all just packed out with Ohio State fans who are in a pretty good mood because you're playing UCLA, and it's 70 degrees outside in November. And the guy comes, a British dude, and he's played all over the world. He goes, I played in 40 or 50 countries. I've seen all this stuff. And lives in LA now. And he comes up, he's like, mate, it looks like Rome. And I'm like, I sat there, and it had been a while since I'd actually looked at the stadium like that and evaluated just everything. And I'm standing back there, right on the south side of St. John's. I'm like, it was designed after the Coliseum. All of the elements of it reflect that. They tried to hold that true through the big renovation in 2001. I'm like, I'll be damned, it does look a lot but you lose perspective of that because I've driven by it a million times, gone in it, all this stuff. And so I was like, man, and we went through these, this is the greatest place I've ever been in. I'm like, all right, this is someone who has never been to, I don't know if he's been, probably not many American football games. He's lived here for a while. He loves the U.S., but he's not he's like, I like football. I don't understand a ton about it because this was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. So I was like, okay, let's also have a healthy dose of appreciation for just what it is right now.
Yeah.
And despite maybe some of the flaws and idiosyncrasies that we find maybe not the most appealing, there are a lot of great elements to that. And it's not a new stadium that has all the bells and whistles, but it has a nostalgia and they've tried to incorporate modern elements into a stadium that is built to look like something that's 1,000 years old the best they can.
It's I always love it when I talk to visiting fans that have never been here before, because it's not quite to that perspective as far as their reaction that your tennis friend had about it being Rome, but they certainly are impressed by it. And the new stadiums, Bob, and a lot of things that I've seen, it's like, it feels almost like plasticky to me. And I like the fact that Ohio State doesn't. I like the fact that Ohio State, I get the feeling that walking in there, although there's certainly some improvements they've made, but there's a lot of things similar to people that walk through it 50, 60, 70 years ago even.
I mean, you're walking through arches, like going to the Coliseum. You're walking in through there, and you see the stadium. Like, believe me, they designed it pretty well for being 100 years old. Like, it's done. The one thing I would do is, and this isn't probably for everybody, but this is a revenue driver for the stadium, is like the B-deck seats stink. Like, and you're getting cut off and obscured by a post, and they took all of them out basically on the home side. It's all suites now. Is to make that all at club level all the way through there and try to probably enhance some of the terraces and areas to get food and different things like that. And if you can do that for people and make that a little bit more modern, I think that is probably, outside of improving the bathrooms, like literally the last thing that you could really do.
I read an article from online that was from when Ohio State first opened up. And after the first game, the biggest complaint people had was just the Wi-Fi signal was weak, and that was back in the 20s. And so that's a constant thing. It's been there since the beginning.
Weren't enough tie-ups for their horses outside.
That's what it was. Yes. Coming up next, we do that first, Bob. Go ahead.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep it running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. One other thing on this, too, is you talk about that $1.7 billion or $1.4 billion price tag, 1.5, whatever it is. Like, the roster for Ohio State is not cheap. And so every dollar that's spent on something else, even if it's a capital improvement, a lot of times those dollars could be allocated and spent on roster. So you're trying to manage in window, like, they need a lot of stuff done at the Woody Hayes. And it comes down to, well, should we invest more here? Do we try to just build a new one for $140 million? Or of that $140 million we're trying to raise there, we've got to raise money to be able to pay our players too and figure all that out. So there's never like a good solution for all this. Like Ross always say, money's the answer. Now, what's the question?
Well, yeah, but that's the anybody wants to complain about the stadium. We'll see if they're complaining if it costs us Matt Patricia or costs us a 5-star. You know what I mean? Like, it costs us, like, we don't have enough money to get this roster where we want it because you guys want new restrooms on the new bathroom situation.
I'm not saying that that's not important, but like, you can't just get it all done at once.
Right, yeah. Coming up next, the Cavs did something, and I think it might be a loser mentality. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, final segment of the program here. We'll tell you who's got us juice shortly, Bob. Have you heard of the company called The Realist? R-E-A-L-E-S-T.
The Realist?
The Realist.
Sounds pretty great.
They are a memorabilia company.
Yeah.
And
it's better. The Realist would be better than like the fakest.
Right. So they
the counterfeitist.
They have a deal with the Cavs, but they also have deals with the Eagles, the Big Ten, MLB Players Association, and it was founded by Scott Keeney. You may know him as his other name, and this is true, DJ Ski, S-K-E-E. He founded this company, DJ Ski. DJ Ski.
T on the end?
No, there's no T.
Oh,
It's just Ski.
It's a soft T.
Yes, it's a softie. They auctioned off $50 pints of snow from the Eagles' 2025 playoff win over the Rams. They auctioned off a chair that Caitlin Clark sat on during the Big Ten tournament game when she played for Iowa that sold for $3,722.
I want to see who bought that.
Okay.
And where are they keeping it?
All right.
I want to know what they're like, if they're a creep or not. I mean, that's weird.
I think we know, Bobby.
Yeah.
I think we know they're a creep.
The fact you said like a chair that she sat on, like, I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me. I want to know. I want to look into the eyes of the person that bought that to see what's going on behind there.
So
maybe they're just a great fan. It's like their kids, and they're gonna practice on it. Maybe it's creepo dude.
So I lean towards the creepo dude thing. Bob, the Cavs, last time I checked, were swept by the New York Knicks. Swept in 4 games, which is only get swept, I guess, in a 7-game series. Swept in 4 games. And they worked with the Realist to auction off 6 chairs total from games 3 and 4 sat in by celebrities. Now, I would think that you wouldn't want to auction these off because I know it's money, but your team lost. Anyway, Machine Gun Kelly, do you want to guess how much his chair for game 4 went?
I mean, I wouldn't pay more than $500 for that. I'd have to be a Cavs fan. It's mostly just buying the Cavs chair.
You're buying a Cavs chair in a game they lost, though. $635.
Well, I mean, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Like that chair probably sat there for more than just those games.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Ben Stiller's chair for game 4.
I like Ben Stiller.
Machine Gun Kelly's was $635.
All right, that ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't pay more than $500. You mean the running? Yeah.
To buy, like, I've got a couple sets of Ohio State chairs. I don't know how much those cost, but I'm guessing like the per chair, like nice ones you sit in, Those are probably rolling up at least $200 a piece.
What I would do, Bob, if I were you, though, is every time you have anybody from Ohio State at your house, have them sit in the chair.
Tress sat in the chair.
Okay, you say Tress sat here.
Yeah, you could sell it.
Say Ryan Day sat here. Hey, Archie, you want to come by for dinner one night? Hey, Archie, just have a seat right there.
Sit in the chair, take a picture of him.
Yes, that's all you got to do.
Weird.
Okay, Ben Stiller, not at all. Ben Stiller's chair for Game 4.
I could see Ben Stiller's going for like $1,500.
$732.
Oh.
Timothy Chalamet. Game 4.
I don't know. $500.
$1,202. He's going up every time.
Okay.
Yes. Travis Kelce's Game 3 chair.
Okay, I could see that going for the one next to him is probably going for a lot more.
A lot more.
I'd say Travis Kelce's $1,500.
$1,405,
okay.
Bob. Pretty good by you there. Kylie Jenner.
She wasn't beside him.
No, she wasn't. She's next on the list, though.
Kylie Jenner, I could put the guy that bought that maybe in the bucket with the Caitlin Clark bucket, but even a greater degree of a creep. I'll say $2,000.
$1,505.
That's a steal. Travis Kelce's $1,400. His $1,500.
Yep, $1,500 for Jenner, and then Tay.
Ooh.
Now, by the way, just so you know, they didn't when they did this, they did not refer to this Taylor Swift's chair or Kelsey's. They said on Swift's chair, it just says it was sat in by one of the biggest music artists in the world, and a 14-time Grammy Award winner.
I don't know if they're allowed to do that.
And the other one was a Kansas City Super Bowl champion and Cleveland Heights native. So, Taylor Swift's chair from Game 3, which again the Cavs lost.
I don't think you're buying it because the Cavs won.
I know you're not. I know.
$2,500.
$7,000.
I wanted to say more. I wanted to say significantly more, but I'm thinking, okay. I mean, Jenner. That topped all the rest of them combined easily.
It did. Yes, $7,000 for Tay-Tay's Game 3 chair.
Thing is, she's got a lot of broad appeal. I mean, who would buy this chair? Maybe someone who's got a daughter who loves Taylor Swift.
Right.
So you could see that. Maybe a creepy old dude. I mean, those are your options.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift's chair goes for that much. That was a.
Did the person buy the Kelsey Swift chair in a pair?
The combo. That's a good. They did not identify who the buyers were on this. So that's a good point because you would think you'd have to, and if all the auctions ended at the same time. So it wasn't like the auction off one, then the next. It was all online auction, but it was they all the same end time on there.
Remarkable.
But yeah, $7,000 for that though. So anyway, I just did something here. Sorry, that's on me.
There's Travis Kelce.
That was Travis Kelce right there. All right, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
A man with many careers. What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
To be fair, you are a man, so that part was right, Bob, and you lead us off. So
it's interesting. We're getting into the chat. Finding out that the Bears are moving to
Hammond, right?
Harmon,
yeah, I think it's Hammond.
Hammond, Indiana, right outside of Gary, place that everybody loves to go, and getting that done. And Chicago is such a mess as a city. They're going to try to move it to the north side, up where a racetrack is, which is closer to their fans. You're losing the nostalgia. The reality is they could have figured out something downtown on the riverfront, but it would have taken. The Bears want to own the land, and you can argue about they're billionaires, they don't deserve this. Why are they doing that? But they own the team.
Mm-hmm.
They can take the team anywhere, and if you want them to stay there, they want to own the land, and they probably want to do something on the riverfront. The problem is getting in and out of Soldier Field, the parking situation. There's no hospitality stuff. Restaurants around there is brutal. And so they wanted to do one of these modern complexes like you're watching all of the other owners do.
Yep.
And they're thinking, why are we not being able to do this? We want to be able to make more money off of our team and honestly make it a better fan experience as well, which is part of it. But it does hurt my heart to see them. Not only are they moving out of Chicago or moving out of Illinois, they're moving to Indiana, across the border, which is crazy town to ultimately see that. But, they call them the New York Giants. They've never been in New York.
Right.
They call them the New York Jets. Never in my lifetime anyway.
No.
They've always been over at the Meadowlands in Jersey.
They may have played at Shea Stadium for a while.
I think they played at Shea, and then I believe they played up at the old, they call them the Polo Grounds.
They used to play at Polo Grounds. I think they may have played Yankee Stadium for a little bit too, but yeah, you're right. But
they've never,
not
in the
your
last
lifetime.
50 years, they've never been in New York. And so, that's part of it. I get it. It's just how it goes, but that kind of stinks. It's got me juiced we had 2 lacrosse tournaments, one over in Maryland somewhere. My son's was thankfully just up in Olentangy. They did a good job. They went 5-0-1, so he was happy. My daughter went 3-1. They had a good tournament out there. Everybody traveled safe. Everything worked out well. My oldest and youngest son, they drove down to our place on the river, enjoyed that. So I went down there for a couple hours to drop something off and went boating with them, pulled them around the tube, had a good time. It was really a great weekend. Weather was awesome outside of like the probably 2 hours on Sunday afternoon where it looked like the apocalypse was rolling through. But outside of that, really nice. And I spread 6 yards of mulch on Friday with my oldest son. I told him, buddy, I got to compensate you for that. You deserve something. Like, that was a lot of hard work, but we got it all done and got it quickly so we could enjoy the Friday night as well. And then negative juice watching the Spurs get beaten 5. And then last night, Carolina beating Vegas wasn't great. But positive juice watching the UFC 250 and parts of that was pretty awesome to see that on the White House lawn and what that looked like, because it looked like a surreal experience to say the least. With all that, Isaiah, what's Schleig's got to say?
My dad had some great nuggets he threw out there. He had like 3 rules in our house. Respect your elders. Don't hang in cliques. And don't take wooden nickels. You're blue-collar, corn-fed, not their blank in the dirt.
Don't take wooden nickels.
How old do you have to be to use that phrase?
What? Wooden nickels?
Don't take wooden nickels. Like, I don't.
Schleig's dad's like 81. So.
I understand. I'm trying to think like how young. What's the youngest person? The youngest age right now? Someone would say, "Don't take wooden nickels."
Older than me.
Older, yeah, older than me too.
I
I
had never heard it. I had to look it up.
Oh, did you really?
My
yeah.
grandma would say a lot of stuff, and Schleig's dad, like, that was his wooden nickels thing, I guess.
But honestly, look, if someone gives you a nickel that's wooden and you take it, you kind of deserve that. You deserve the shame of that, because you're dumb enough to think there's a wooden coin that's a nickel out there. Nickel's right in the name.
Yeah, well, I get it.
All right.
I don't know if there's actually any nickel in a nickel anymore.
There might not be, but it's not woody. It's not a wooden. It's not. Yeah. It's not a balsam nickel. Isaiah, what's got you juiced?
Nice little day yesterday outside of the snow or the storm that came through. But while I was kind of caught up in the midst of it, I had a terrible experience at Sam's Club. Me and E were putting all of our stuff in the car, and it's like starting to pour down rain.
Oh, that's great. Perfect timing.
Yeah, and so she hops in the car. Of course, I'm stuck just putting everything else in. It's pouring. And I go to run the cart back. So I run over. I push the cart in there.
Because you're a fine American, by the way.
Bob, I'm not convinced he did, but I think he said it, though, because you're here. I think if you're not here, he would say, I had to leave the cart there. But go ahead, Isaiah. I'm not going to question you.
I put it back because 15 seconds later, I got accused of not putting my cart back because I was running back towards my car. And as I was running towards the car, I just see a cart flying across the parking lot and just run into a car that's driving.
Oh, gosh.
And so the woman rolls down her window, and I was running towards, like, my car was parked just by where she was driving.
Right.
She rolls down the window, and she's yelling at me because she thinks that I'm chasing my cart.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, no, I just put mine away. And she's screaming. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Even
I'm like,
if you
that's
were
not
chasing it because it was starting to blow away, I mean, I'm not going to blame you for that.
Exactly.
Like, it was super windy.
And it cracked the car. It came in hot, and so I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I just kind of kept running because it was pouring down rain.
Right.
Hopped in my car. Eden thought it was hilarious, of course. I was soaking wet, and there's the woman screaming at me. But so that's Bobby's go ahead and put your carts away because it was yesterday. It was wild. But other positive juice coming up in about a week or so. I'm doing my big camping festival of the year, and so I'm prepping for that this week. It's 5 days camping. And so I'm getting all my tent, make sure everything's ready, making sure the little portable grill's all set up and ready to roll. It's going to be a lot of fun, but no AC for 5 days. It's pretty terrible.
So who all goes on this?
So this will be me, my fiance, my younger brother, and then one of my good buddies of mine.
And this is true rustic. There's no, because I got friends that go camping in an actual, like a camper that they drive, like an RV.
That's not camper. That's
okay, that's what I said. So this right here though is a true outdoor experience.
Camping. We'll have no AC for like 5 days. We'll have a tent set up, a canopy, and then my dad, he drives an electric van. Like one of the just kind of like the creeper white vans.
Right, yeah.
And we'll take that and throw an air mattress in the back of that one. And we'll do a little 5-day camping trip. We'll get there Wednesday night at like midnight, and then we'll leave on Monday morning.
Same spot every time? Or do you move around? Like as far as
places in there.
Right.
We all get plotted in, and we'll be tightly squeezed into a spot with some strangers around us. it'll be a fun time, but it is stressful leading up because you want to make sure you have everything.
Right.
You can't get there and forget anything, or else it makes for a tough weekend.
God, good for you. You're going to find it's hard to believe, Bob. I hate camping.
I don't.
I know you're shocked by that one, Bob, but being outdoors all the time without any kind of amenities, I don't. Having to like cook food on not an oven, no place to plug in the crock pot. I mean, no fridge, no air conditioning.
There's a lot of things to think about. The whole cooler situation, your meals. You got to prep a lot of things.
And I just don't like the idea. Will you shower in those 5 days?
I will shower, yes, but we do have a little I'll essentially fill up a little jug,
right,
and we'll shower with the jug. See
that right there? That right there.
Yeah.
That is a camping gangsta move right there, because I couldn't do that either, and I don't like going to the bathroom in weird places, Bob.
The Porta-Johns wouldn't treat you well, huh?
No, I can't. I can't do the Porta-John thing. Anyway, so what's got me juiced? Let's see. Great weekend for Charlotte. She enjoyed her time, met some new friends up in Kenyon. I got to go pick her up yesterday for that. Wife dropped her off Friday. I picked her up yesterday. And, I was looking forward to, Bob, the whole time, just, talking to my daughter for an hour and 10 minutes in the car and catching up with her and spending just some real quality time with her. And then she fell asleep about 5 minutes into the ride.
Oh, yeah.
So then if I turn on the radio, it wakes her up. So it was a boring drive home, not what I was hoping it would be. But I got to see her last night, missed her over the weekend. So already did sports camp out at Carriage Place last week. He always has a great time out there with Kelly and those guys out there. They do a fantastic job. He's got another camp this week in the afternoons. In the mornings, we got the UA basketball camp. He's excited about that. He's been shooting quite a bit, working on his game. And so that's been fun to watch this summer so far. He did have a spill on his bike, and he's got this huge scrape on his side that's just been ugly and bothersome for him. He hasn't gotten to a pool for a while, but hopefully I'm going to take a look at that today before he heads out to camp. But a busy week for him. He's staying busy with all of those things. Those things have me juiced. I've got to finish up that mulch project, Bob. Got to get it done today. It's going to be a nice day weather-wise, it looks like.
What are you going to do with all the extra mulch?
No, you know what, Bob? There will be no extra mulch. My wife said she's got a plan for all the mulch. She has told me.
Eat it?
I don't know, Bob. I'm just telling you right now, and so it's all going to get moved because the driveway's got to get cleared out. But she said she has a plan for every single bit of that mulch. And like you said, you've seen our house. It's not like South Fork as far as how much land we have. That's a Dallas reference from a 1970s TV show that people probably would not get unless you're of my age. But anyway, we don't have that. So, yes, I don't know, Bob. I don't know what her plan is. I don't spread the mulch. That's not my thing. I literally load it up, and she's in the backyard now, and she'll just point to a spot. I'll go and dump it, and then I'll go reload. So that'll be my job today, I have to believe. The rain saved me last night, but that's not going to do it again. We should make the mulch a little heavier today than too, right?
Yeah. The wet mulch is always better than the dry mulch.
Yeah. I just thought about that
Helps
one.
hold water.
That should be fun for me. So that's it for us on Morning Juice. Isaiah's in for us again tomorrow. Bodie, like I said, out there, toes in the sand. Bobby, nice job as always. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Morning Juice.